So how did life begin for you?
How did life begin for me? My birth mother didn't want me. She tried to abort me. Found hemorrhaging on a park bench and taken to a hospital. I was only 1.5 pounds and in the ICU, orphaned for 3 months, where the nurses had to name me. I was adopted into a family of 22. Big family, 9 girls, 13 boys. My earliest memory for me was around 6 or 7, very young, was of my older brother sexually abusing me. It was supposed to be a safe place, but lines were crossed. I decided to keep it to myself, to not appear damaged. At that young age, I just decided to take it on, because if they only knew, I felt like I would lose my family. I'd started to experiment with cutting just to get things out, I guess. And my mom saw that I was just in a bad place, depressed, and wanted to get me help. My sister was going through a class at church that just dealt with your past. That was one thing I didn't want to do. I'd already came from that, and I was just like, fine, leaving it behind me. But I saw her healing, and I needed that. When you hold on to such trauma and burden like that, and you keep it in a dark place, the enemy wants you to keep it there, wants it to feel like it's your burden, to feel like nobody else knows what you're going through. When I spoke about it and just let it out for the first time in a long time, letting that light in and letting Satan know, like, I'm not going to carry this around anymore. It was such a relief. I had the opportunity later that year to go on a mission trip. And it's an organization that ministers to widows and orphans. I love being able to serve others, and so I had the chance to go to Africa, which was definitely on my bucket list. Mama Peace visited. She came to our church and showed a video. And it was about a little girl named Almondine. And she had a story like mine. Her mom tried everything to abort her. And then just God radically stepped in and just changed her mother's heart. And then I just saw this picture of this beautiful 12-year-old little girl that was healthy and happy, and I knew I had to go. I had to go, and I had to tell her all the things that I was learning about myself. You matter, you're loved, you have a purpose here. Right when we got to the soil, the atmosphere, it was just such love and such happiness like I'd never felt before. Like these women, like I prayed for, like halfway across the world, like I'm seeing them. They would share, and then we would get the opportunity to share. I started to tell my story. And then I started to hear their reactions and like their sighs of aching and their disdain for the hurtful parts they heard in my story. And I like finally looked up and I could see a few faces filled with tears, and they knew exactly where I was coming from. These women were beautiful and elegant and powerful, and God was showing me that I was just the same. I went across the world for God to be like, hey, you matter. It was amazing. One thing I know about God, He has so much love for me. Like, sometimes I just don't understand it. I honestly don't know where I'd be if He didn't see fit to be my father, to intervene in the beginning and say, no, she's mine. I know now that I am worthy, that I'm not alone, that I'm loved, and that I'm meant to be here.